Hello and welcome, it's me, Redcollarwolf back here with Unknown Dragon, Devlog number 13. I'll upload this in the morning, but in the afternoon, of like about 6 hours, I think I calculated earlier. So in a few hours from when I first upload it, we will do a live stream of this, the first live stream I do. To come around, if got any ideas, chuck them around. And see what happens with them. See? I've been doing some experimentation here to make sure these areas look well together. That's what you're looking to be the planes, one of the next biomes that will be added in. I think I'll go that way first. And here's another combine. I don't know what that one will be. Maybe that one's looking more towards the east. Seems the west is going to be where the ocean is. I would have liked to make it the east. But yeah. That's just how it's going to be set up for now. And here's some daggers. I've been making them all up because I thought the biggest thing I'm going to be changing is the code, and if I have to go back and change, well then I'll go back and change. So I've done a lot of combat, and so there's some posts and boulders here. There'll be a hill, and similar to Minecraft where the milk heals all of bad effects, I do that with the milk bottle. I'm going to make a little animation to them, and these guys here with the little hit boxes or impact boxes, I'm going to more or less say, is the same whenever it hits something. Maybe that's what kind of code it has to be. I might have to make another child. I've decided with these bows maybe to make them all self-animated too. Have their own little animation. Because I think that's the best way of posting them. It'll make them look better. And give more flex. I'm done these silkins or these stars. I'm still gonna call them stars. I don't know why I keep calling that. Also, this is a hero. So I figured out how to get your health back. I haven't got the out of shooting. I wanted to do that, but then I went off to do some other things. Although these effects do work, but the biggest problem I'm having with the effects is that I need to put them onto an entity, make them universal so that it can be placed on the player in an entity or a base in some way. I'll start off with those effects. Let's see where they lead me. There will be more than that. See, I made some of the swords too. This is just a look at some of the swords. This isn't all the swords. That took me a while to do that too. I stopped doing counting, changing the damage for each sword. And see, I added some UI there, so you get your damage and your defense or something. I don't know if that would be permanent or not. See, the icing can't work, but I think I have to do something fancy that connections everything. So that just meant the fancy in place, and it won't hurt you too much. See, this is the poison. Poison's fully working. Isn't that exciting? And I did have it working before this. The update came along, then I just had to change the type what it's listening to. And it does work on the Blood Wolf too now. That way. And this is the burning effect. Burning effect is very similar to the poison, but instead it does heavier for longer wait times. In some way. So then you can balance it out to where they're not that different. It's just that it might help you because the way I set up the attack. I'll see that. And Mr. Fox is moving! I don't think I had that before. Look at him. I'm going to make him more of a neutral enemy. That he won't attempt to kill you unless you hurt him. I think that's the best way. And we got the kookaburra here. Yeah, I have to say something that's annoyed me. The Blood Wolf never had his attacks working before. The only problem with that was a simple spelling mistake. Was that I'm spelling things very different. See, now look at him go! His numbers, his damage needs to be changed, and see when those animations need to be changed because they went back to not have a hurt box. And look at this orange light. I can do a lot with this orange light too. Look at that smooth ass boy. We need to change it up a bit. And these sheepies aren't immortal anymore. Or some are. See, that one isn't. I'm okay with just leaving them. They're meant to be like dopey. They aren't meant to actually be like properly done or anything. Unlike more or less the Blood Wolf, which is why they're a little bit done or rough around the edges. Because that's what they're meant to be. They're meant to be dopey. I know that sounds bad, but that's what they're meant to be. I killed the baby sheep. I killed the baby sheep. I killed it! Haha! There you go, some bushes. I actually should have done without the colliders. Then you guys can remember how good it looked without the colliders. It was weird. I took the colliders off and I forgot how good the game looked. So did that. Look at this. Oh my god. This is gonna look real nice. I hope it's not too bad in the eyes. It might be his problem. I'm not worried about that. See, look at him. Ooh, look good, Foxy. I made a new friend. I need to change these numbers up. I see a lot of numbers in my future. So many numbers. Someone fixed up the apple tree, but I thought I might as well move on to something else and maybe I'll figure out how to do the code later. But that looks so cool. Look at the flower and have a glow in there. Imagine that on every single tree. I'm not even tracking on these berries, but these berries might stay the way they are. Because they were made there first. I don't mind their shadows too. Look at that. That looks so cool. Then you got the landmines of swords. Look at this. I do have something. So I think about here is where the poison effect is. Yep. So currently I have made that sword to add to the main scene. I was going to figure out how to add it to the hitbox. I think this needs to be the wording, and I don't know how to quite word it. Just like in real life with a lot of words. This is very depressing. I'm going to change these colliders too. You were seeing earlier, or before I went this, I was doing Minecraft. This actually looks really, this actually looks okay. I actually struggled doing this crouching. It actually looks okay. I didn't realize it was alright. I do actually later want to add a bit more hiding in behind these bushes too, which is why conveniently I can hide behind them. Because if you had an enemy like Bloodwolf and you're trying to get by, he will attack you at sight. He is gonna be one of the aggressive enemies. But he's not gonna be a hardcore enemy. I don't want my sister and I reckon that he shouldn't be a hardcore enemy. I reckon he should be mildly annoying in some way. There's something that you aren't going to go against unless you're geared up. Like on purpose. See, look at this. I got the poison. Poison's working on the entity. See, he got killed in one shot. Unlike the other enemy that got killed in two. Yeah, they don't die in one shot anymore. Don't you worry. I know the poison effects work on the player because I did something funny and it kept adding a trial to the player and it kept adding infinite trials of poison and the player ended up dying. Whoops. See, look at this. This looks so cool. It's gonna look amazing. We get all going. Even these apples. I mean, these apples seem... I need to do way more than the apples. I need to get the basic concept of it being in the area. And then with the apples, I need to make sure they aren't going to overlap each other, which is probably more or less a check system. Make sure they aren't. Yeah, if you don't know, like I said in the last one, I had to have took a step back from the player. I've got the knockback working too. I don't know if you noticed that, except for here. I don't know what's going on with the arrow, but it does not like me. I don't know, I could stand here or stand where the heck it is, get the poison effect and the burn effect just fine, but whenever I go to that arrow it's like no, so I've got to stay away from the cursed arrow for a minute. Look at the corn, beautiful. Look at him, see, I'll let him attack me. There's a bit of knockback, although it's not the finest system, it's okay. Oh, okay. See, it's not the finest system. Still don't kind of know whether that's being caused by soft colliders or just the knockback. So the knockback there is fine. And he knocks me back a bit more, because I didn't want this to come back to be stiff, as that you sometimes might see. I want the combat to be more smooth and make you feel like you're having the challenge. See, come out here. And then you can whack him down. He will knock you back down tough because it makes it easy for his attack to reset. So bonus there. And also, so then you don't feel like, so then you don't get easy overwhelmed whenever the hell you get stuck in there. Because it's one of the hardest things to get out of if you get stuck or overwhelmed by them. And the Redcollarwolf is a bit of a pack creature, being bad, as you might first wonder. See, these are some of the arrows added in. I'm pretty sure I might have showed you all the effects, but there's poison, there's your standard arrow, fire, nature, shells, lightning, ice, and air. I put those initial effects to them. Each one having their advantage and, I don't know about disadvantage, but each one having their advantages. Now you got some spears. See, there's a basic overview of the spears. There's a lot of spears there. When you put them in this, there's a lot of spears. I made sure that they own each item, which could be a mistake or not, but because I want to make sure they own each item so that you can change them individually. So then you look at this node here. The middle of the node is meant to be where the hand grips. I felt like that's easier to do for animation wise. Is the reason why I did that, because I want the animated editor to be the top dog who decides how the spear is going to attack. And in some way, I think in theory it could be easy to mod. I don't know for sure, don't quote me on that. But with like even the beers are pretty cool. It's easy to add more in. I'm gonna have to make new sheets because this is going to be a pain to fix up, but pretty easy. See, this is basically some of the swords. There's more than 60 swords there, and a lot of little spears. Same as spears. I haven't done all these guys up. It's done the first one, as you can clearly see, down up to here. Make sure to test it. I've got some clubs hanging around, some flowers. You get them glowing a bit too. I was trying to do the inventory in a better hotbar. A lot of this, what I was doing was combat, so you didn't see much of it. Like behind the scenes type combat. Getting the blood wolf finally fixed up to attack me. Like, I don't know about you, but that has been so annoying. And all it was a spelling mistake between the animator and the code. Like, seriously. All it was a spelling mistake between this A and B. Like, seriously. And now I've got the two attacks working with different types of damage, which I still use the damage, but I added heavy and light damage since that it was getting confused from itself, so I just said heavy and light. So then the damage has 3 properties: your standard everyday damage and your heavy and light damage, just in case you have it. It seems to work so far. I could summarize that later on or do whatever, but what works works. And sometimes it's best to not fix what works. Or more than make it better. See, this is the knockback system up here. I felt like knockback needs to be done on the player. Eventually wasn't done on the player, since the person I was watching didn't do it on the player. But I made it to be done on the player. Also, I added the code to get the sound in, which is the reason how I got the idea to do the poison. Which I just need to tell it, add it to the common node in the area, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to know how to phase something. But I can evolve. I do know how to evolve something to what I want to evolve it in, which is the reason how I got poison. Poison's gonna last for duration. I might do a similar makeup. I took a bit of information because I've been playing a bit to where it doesn't quite kill you. Or maybe I will leave it to kill you. I don't know. It's up to the future to decide. Here's the bottles. To the sheet. There's the bottles without any colliders. Both of these are all of them are clippable. These two are both drinkable, which I have to tick and everything. Same with some of the weapons. I might do the next match soon, which is the reason why he's up here. I'll do him separately from everybody else. He's gonna be a pretty high level boss if he goes undead. I was really like he looks. He looks alright. He's meant to be a only guy. I don't know, kinda know he's basically like yet. Who's using dark nature magic. Yeah, there is dark versions of the magic depending on a society view of that spell, which some places might think is a lighter or darker spell. And so whenever it's called dark, it is demonized by the society it is in. He practices the undead magic, or necromancy, which is why he's the necromancer. And to my societies, that is called dangerous. and disrespectful, so they call it dark nature magic, which is the reason why it wears a lot of green attire. He's gonna be one of the human bosses, if you haven't seen other bosses, and then you also got the lightning dragon, which is gonna be a boss later, and then you got a iron one I want feel like chuck in there. I'm pretty sure I had another one there too. But he's gonna be one of the human ones. Be interesting to animate him. Animate him maybe as my first boss, maybe? He'll be easier than the lightning dragon. I'll still do him. Oh, and then the poison thing, and I just realized that. Poison thing will be one of the first entities that has the effect added on him, because I don't think the black fox will have an effect. Same with the... Unless he does lightning on the black fox, but I don't really think so. Same with the blood wolf. The blood wolf is a heavy hitter. Or just an aggressive bugger that will attack you. These are real nice godot. I did take a step back on the player and the NPCs, so I can do the worst first. I'm glad I started on that because that's a big job. I want to make them custom designable. Same with the NPCs, if I have that for the player, I can easily make infinite versions of NPCs. Very different NPCs by having a certain amount. It's a lot of outcomes out of that, and it'll take me further to do. These are a bit more to the plain area, travel rules. Look on World Anvil, you see more on those. Might have more links to them. They'll be one of the ones that go in that area. Still don't know what we do with this fella. I'll do a bit of idle I have a look at it, yeah. I don't think he'd be aggressive, he doesn't seem aggressive. I haven't added back, here we go. Here's this Taz Tiger, we've called Taz Tiger for now. He might only have one attack, because he seems, in my personal opinion, he seems like he's being more playful, rather than aggressive in attack, which is the reason why I have idle number 2, which is him being more playful. Although his tail is one hell of a thing to do for like the anime. This is the reason why his tail hasn't moved very much. I think he needs to be bent down a bit more too. I did the whining alright. He's a bit of a strange boy. And he bent down the head there too. Noise body, isn't he too? It's a bit hard. It's not a standard type of thing. Yeah, that's what I've done on him. Okay, he's the first one done, but the black fox got to be done, and he's the second one. You like the little black fox too. You like my duck. It was meant to be a chicken, but it turned out to be a duck, so it's a duck now. Might put that around the area. I might put that more of the swamp area between swamp and dark woods. I think he'd be the best at. I might animate him more when I get to the animals. I might do that on Friday. You can want, depending on what everyone wants to see. Oh, this isn't the white sheep. So this is a snow sheep based around a merino, which is why he's called that, a snow merino. I know, very clever. So what I plan to do with him is that he's going to be in the snow area, and he's going to have wool from white to black, and they're going to be like able to hide. And I want them to be like somewhat able to hide in the snow. If I can do that, that'd be a pretty funny feature. If I could do that, I want to hide in the snow just to scare the shit out of you every time they pop up. That's the point of them. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, and then also animated to the fact that you can get the wool cut off, so then they can glow, and the wool has to be a separate entity. So then I'm just gonna animate base body and animate the wool in a way that does follow that basic body, which could be done in Godot. Try and do that type of thing again. So I'm gonna work alternate disaster. And so then the wool can be any color from white to black, easy, without me having to put different varieties in like I did for these guys. These guys will stay like this. I'm not gonna add more varieties or add less varieties. That's how many varieties they're gonna get. The sheep did take a while because of that added variety in them. And I'm hoping that this sheet, whenever the hell I get to it in the snow area, doesn't take as long, which is exciting. Might keep those two up there. Yeah, maybe you get to see a duck soon. Yeah, I was meant to do a chicken. Did not work out. I've never done a chicken before. I've done more sheep and cows. I've actually done cows in my life. And got more sheep. Done a bit of UI. So, I hope you enjoyed this devlog. And don't forget to come in later the afternoon when this is uploaded on the Friday, or my Friday it is. and have a look. Join me in a bit of building with it. See if you want to ping out some ideas or some suggestions. See what we can get. Be part of the journey of making Unknown Dragon. I'll be live streaming, and I hope that you enjoy. And I'm Redcollarwolf, now out. Thank you for watching. I'm also doing live streaming too.